Hi everyone, it's Kirei here for Hip Kit Club, and I am using the June 2024 kits, focusing on the colour kit and the Pocket Life stamp set. My project was to use obviously mixed media, and I thought I would do something with that, the really pretty paints in the colour kit, primarily focusing on the Anchors Away shimmers in the blue. So I pulled out a couple of pattern papers here, but I actually only end up using the one here, and it's all got the sort of small pattern squares all over it. And I just cut down a strip of those, and I've cut them into 4 squares at the moment. But I do make them smaller in the end because I've actually got, as you can see here, I've got 12 small photos I'm going to use on my layout. Now I'm loving currently scrapping the recent cruise that I went on. And what I found that's working really well is by using quite a lot of photos on my layout. I can really get and document my story. So, for example, this one, I'm talking about the tour, the day when we were in port in Athens. And I've just got 12 different photos of our day in Athens. And that, for me, I've almost sort of captured it. I've scrapbooked it. I've done some others. Some of you may have seen some of them. I'm trying to capture, I realize that's working quite well. So I'm capturing sort of a day at a time on a layout rather than just focusing on doing one photo. I'm getting multiple photos onto my layout. Okay, so what I've done here, I'm just using effectively the packaging technique to get some of the this really pretty, it's the Shimmerz paint in Anchors Away, it's the blue, because I felt like it really represented my photos really well, because I was on a cruise and we were in Athens. The sky was absolutely gorgeous blue, so I decided to use it as my background. Now, I have to confess, when I did this, I started with this actually, and then just felt like I hadn't covered enough. I needed more because I really wanted to create a background for my photos effectively instead of using pattern paper. Um, but when off camera, I do add some more blue because I wanted to build it up a little more. But I didn't love it. Anyway, moving on. I've now just taken another sheet of white cardstock, and I'm using the other two Shimmerz paints from the colour kit. I've got the My Clementine Creamies, which is this peach colour here. And then I'm going to bring in the Forget Me Not green, which is the green vibes. It's the spray. And I'm just layering this down. I'm drying it off between splattering it so I can get sort of different, levels of sort of, I guess, texture into the paint. And then I'm going to use that to cut out some small squares to build up around my photos. So here we go. I'll do the green as well. So quite simple, really. I mean, I don't use loads of mixed media. I tend to use, I guess, splatters. I'll add splatters to a layout. I might add a little bit of stamping or a little bit of stenciling. But I don't go for, I'm not a regular mixed media scrapbooker, definitely not. But it is fun to have a bit of a play and get a bit messy and inky, to be fair. And I did really enjoy it. But as I said, the blue, it looked quite heavy in the end. And I just thought, oh, I'm not sure. Will I do it again? But I didn't. I stuck with it. So I've got these, obviously I've got to get these dry. Blue, I ended up, and you'll see, I think, in just a moment. Yeah, that's going to come up in just a moment. So we'll move back onto the blue and you'll see what I did. So I've got a lot more blue down, and I ended up trimming it down slightly and created a frame using the quiet paper from the cardstock kit. Here you go. And then I just stuck it down to that, and I did actually just add some zigzag stitching on each edge. So that's sort of where I got to, but I thought about it and I felt like it sort of looked like a giant ocean, if you like, and I was on a cruise, so I was like, okay, you know what, I'm gonna work with it. So okay, I'm back to the other two pieces of mixed media that I've done, and I'm just cutting them into small 1-inch squares, and then I will distress the edges of those before I add them to the layout. So yeah, when I keep looking at it, it just feels like so much blue there. Anyway, I knew that my photos, because I was adding 12 photos, by the time I'd sort of build in the squares around the photos, it would actually cover quite a large amount of the blue and would take away that sort of intensity, I guess. So I decided to sort of, to work with that. So we continued on. I didn't throw it in the bin or anything like that. I just went with it. So I've got the pattern paper squares. So this was from the main kit. It's called Right Up My Alley, and as you can see, I've cut them down into the smaller squares now. And then I'm just adding in the mixed media squares that I've already done as well. And just figuring out what I'm going to do. So I'm going to use some foam tape on the back of my photos. I'm not mounting my photos or anything because I quite like the white border because that did lift them from the blue background. So I was happy with that. I would normally mount my photos, but I was actually quite happy with that white border around them because I thought it worked well anyway. So here I am distressing some of the edges, and I do distress all the pattern paper edges. And I think what we'll do is it will move on in just a moment. But I've got the title, I've got Explore, and I had two options. Here we go. Here's the next one, and Let's Go. But I really love the large Explore, but it was quite green, but that has got a blue border to it. So I thought, I know what I'll do is I will bring some green in when I'm adding some of my embellishments. Okay, so then I've just wanted to add some stamping. I thought I would build that in, and I've got the Pocket Life stamp set, which is perfect because it's all about traveling and exploring and so seeing the sights and being a tourist, etc. So I'm just putting out different ones, figuring out where they fit, where I can add a stamped sentiment or icon. And then I just got the it's just a Distress Oxide in Salty Ocean because that was a perfect match to my Shimmerz paint. I'm just sort of going tone on tone here, so it's subtle, it's not too obvious, but it's there. So I'm just working my way through, and I'm using phrases such as see the sights, highlights, let's wander, let's go, what a view, day trip. And then I've got some of the little icons as well. There's a camera, there's a geotag, there's a globe, there's some arrows. So yeah, I'm just adding them all in and around the photos and the paper squares. So I'm happy with how that's starting to look now. And I really like the sort of tone on tone effect that I've got versus it being a real contrast. It's a little bit more subtle there. Okay, everything is now stuck down. I've raised some of the photos on the foam pads and some are stuck flat. And I did keep all my pattern paper squares. They are all flat, but they have got distressed edges, and I sort of lifted up the edges slightly. So I brought in the coloured puffy stickers, and these are in the embellishment kit. And I'm just playing around here with which ones I want to add. I did try these sort of directional arrows, but they just didn't work because I had everything was quite square. I just couldn't add, they didn't work for me. So I'm now bringing in some of the smaller icons. So the little arrows, I've got a camera, adding a couple of little flowers there. Again, as I said, I'm just trying to, and I'm bringing in a little bit of green here as well. So I've sort of got the yellow, the sort of citrusy tones with the green. And then I've got a little go sign. I have some arrows. Oh, they were little sneakers that I added to the top square there because we did a lot of walking when we were in Athens. We walked up the Acropolis to see the Parthenon. It was so hot as well. Oh my goodness me. It was like nearly 40 degrees. Sorry, that's UK. So 40 degrees. I'm not sure what the difference is. But it was very hot, very hot. Photo of me at the top there is literally early on when we first got there. And I certainly did not look like that when I finished. My hair is clipped up. I'm looking a bit red. I'm sweaty. I'm hot and bothered. Anyway, it was fabulous. So I've got the Explore, I think, did I say foam and cardstock stickers? That is in the embellishment kit. I did really like the pop of green that added. And then I've got the silver puffy stickers, and they also come in the embellishment kit. And I've just added a few of those in the sort of arrows and the little like stars type of, not sure what you'd call them. Anyway, I am nearly almost done. I've added Athens, so it's Explore Athens. That's with the blue alpha from the main kit. And then I'm just going to add my journaling, and I am pretty much done. So it ended up coming together, even though I struggled a little bit at the beginning with the blue background, thinking it was maybe a bit too much and should I do it again? But actually, I'm happy with how it worked out in the end. Then next, I think it's just the journaling. Oh, I did go on and add puffy stickers to each of the squares in the end. I decided it didn't quite look right, and I added puffy stickers to each of them, and you'll see that in the close-ups here. You'll see the tone on tone with the fabulous Pocket Life stamp set and that lovely blue background. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you've enjoyed the process video, and I will see you again soon. Bye for now.